They thought he was just a dog. A retired canine, too old to chase, too tired to bark. But when a baby's cries echoed from beneath an abandoned hospital floor, he did what no one else dared. He dug, he fought, and he uncovered a secret buried for 10 years, one that would change lives forever. This is the story of Blitz, the dog who refused to forget. It all began on a cold October evening in the small town of Maple Ridge, a place wrapped in silence after sundown, where the streetlights flickered like memories, and most people kept to themselves. Blitz, a 10-year-old retired canine German Shepherd, lived with his handler, Officer Daniel Cross, in a modest home just outside of town. Blitz had seen his share of heroics in the force, bomb threats, drug busts, even hostage situations, but time had taken its toll. Arthritis stiffened his joints, and his once ferocious bark had become a gentle growl. Most days were quiet now, slow walks, long naps, and the occasional neighborhood kid throwing a tennis ball his way. But that night, something shifted. Blitz had been unusually restless all afternoon. He paced, whimpered, and repeatedly stared at the forest line that separated their backyard from the abandoned Maple Ridge General Hospital, a crumbling building left to rot after a mysterious fire 10 years ago. No one went near it. Locals told stories about voices in the night and lights flickering in windows that shouldn't have power. To most, it was just another ghost story. But not to Blitz. By 10 p.m., Blitz had broken free from his fenced-in yard. Daniel awoke to the sound of barking fading into the woods and found the gate wide open. Panic shot through him. Blitz had never run off before. Grabbing his flashlight and service revolver, Daniel followed the trail. The forest was eerily quiet. Only Blitz's distant howls broke the silence. They grew louder, sharper, more urgent. Not the bark of a lost dog, but a cry for help. Daniel pushed harder, eventually arriving at the overgrown hospital perimeter, where Blitz was scratching frantically at a rusted metal grate near the foundation. "Blitz, what the hell are you doing?" Then Daniel heard it, a cry, not canine, a baby's cry, faint, but real, choked, almost metallic, as if echoing through pipes and walls. Daniel's heart stopped. He dropped to his knees and pulled at the grate. It was sealed tight. Blitz began digging, dirt flying in every direction, his paws bleeding, teeth gritted. Daniel joined him, pulling and twisting, until with a final snap, the grate gave way. What followed was something neither of them could have expected. The passage beneath the hospital wasn't on any map. It led to a forgotten wing of the basement, untouched by fire, buried in darkness. The air was thick with dust and mold, yet faint humming could be heard, electricity. How was that possible? Blitz led the way. Daniel followed, flashlight shaking in his hand. They passed rows of crumbling equipment, rusted gurneys, and cracked IV poles until they reached a heavy steel door with an electronic lock. Above it, a faded plaque read, "Pediatric Research, Sector 9. Sector 9. Daniel didn't remember any such sector during the hospital's operational days. It had been a normal community hospital. Or so he thought. The lock was old but powered. Miraculously, Daniel's police-issued emergency keycard worked. The door creaked open, and there, they found her. A baby, no more than a year old, inside a glass pod glowing faint blue. Tubes ran from her arms and legs into a wall unit humming softly. The pod hissed as they approached, and the baby stirred, crying louder now. Daniel's hands trembled. The scene before him felt like something out of a nightmare, or a military experiment. He ripped the tubes away and cradled the baby. Her skin was warm, her eyes alert, but she was too small, too fragile. Blitz stood guard, hackles raised. Something else was in the basement. Daniel turned, baby in arms, as red lights began flashing. A recorded voice played overhead. "Containment breach. Sector 9 compromised." The door slammed shut behind them. What followed was chaos. Mechanical doors sealed, backup generators whirred to life, and shadows moved in the corners. Surveillance cameras swiveled to track their motion. Daniel ran through the corridors, Blitz guiding him, sniffing out the safest path. Along the way, they passed other pods, empty. Some shattered, one still glowing, containing a dog, or what used to be a dog, its eyes milky white, body deformed. Blitz growled low. They were onto something much bigger. At one hallway junction, a figure appeared, an old man in a lab coat, hands raised. "I never meant for this to happen," he whispered. "She wasn't supposed to live." His name was Dr. Malcolm Reese, And he had stayed hidden in the hospital all these years. He told them the truth. A secret government-funded project had been running beneath Maple Ridge General, an experiment to genetically engineer infants with heightened senses and resistance to disease. 10 years ago, the project was shut down when an electrical fire accidentally triggered a containment breach. The others died. Only one infant survived. They sealed the basement, erased all records. Only Reese remained, racked with guilt, maintaining the child, Project Eden, in stasis, hoping for a cure to undo what they'd done. But the hospital's systems were failing. And Blitz was the first creature to sense her presence. Outside, Daniel called for backup. The FBI arrived within the hour. Reese was arrested. The baby, Eden, was taken into protective custody, and her condition analyzed by specialists. She was found to be biologically normal, but displayed signs of accelerated cognitive development. Within days, she was responding to complex patterns, recognizing faces, and forming basic words. Daniel visited her every day. And Blitz, he never left her side. The story swept national headlines. Retired K-9 uncovers secret government project. Blitz received the Medal of Canine Valor. Daniel was promoted, but more than that, he was offered custody of Eden, under federal protection. He said yes, because from the moment he'd cradled her in that cold basement, she had already become his. Ending. Epilogue-style paragraph. Today, Eden is 10. She calls Blitz her guardian angel. And every night before bed, she tells him a story, about how he found her, how he saved her, how he reminded a broken world what loyalty looks like. Blitz may not run like he used to. His muzzle is gray, his body slower. But in her eyes, he's not just a dog. He's a hero, a rescuer, a friend. And to those who hear their story, he's a reminder that sometimes the smallest cries are heard by the most faithful hearts. Final message to viewers. In a world full of noise, it's easy to miss what truly matters. But heroes don't always wear badges or speak words. Sometimes, they walk on 4 legs, ears perked, nose to the ground, ready to protect, to uncover, and to love. Never underestimate the power of instinct, of connection, of heart. This is the story of Blitz. And this is why we remember.